it's your boy Dave Trains. Look at me, I slept like an absolute king. Look at the stats, 100%. Never slept better, always sleep good. Let me give you some tips on how to sleep better, alright? Hey, before I give you any tips, it's only fair that you subscribe to the channel right now. I'll wait. And like the video right now. I'll wait. It's only a little click. Alright, we got that. Okay, let me help you how to sleep. Yo, pause, breaking news. Literally right now, we have restocked Overdrive. It has been out of stock for a long time. It's in stock now. It's the first link in the description. Everything's in stock. The Overdrive, the t-shirts, pump, the hoodies, anything you can ever want. Use code Dave, you get a little discount, alright? Just for you, much love. Because there's a lot of things that go into it. There's a lot of things that I do that are a little bit out of the norm, that are actually just gonna help you get sleep. And if you can sleep better, you can recover better, you can build more muscle, you can be stronger, you can feel better, you can be higher energy, your hormones are gonna be better. Boom! There's no drawbacks to sleeping well, alright? Let's start with a basic tip that everybody knows that you should do is have a consistent bedtime. Instead of going to sleep one day at 12, one day at 2, one day at 3, one day at 11, have a consistent bedtime that you stick to every night. Make your day around your bedtime. Sometimes, I know it's difficult, right? Sometimes life gets in the way. It's fine. But on average, majority of the time, try and do everything in your power to center your life around your bedtime. So do everything before you need to go to sleep. Get all your food in before you need to go to sleep. Get all your work done. Just find time during the day and then move on and then go to sleep. All right? It's really important. See, another basic tip that people miss out on is actually just sleeping for long enough. Like, I know it's super basic. We are going to get into the nitty-gritty details, the little things you can do and take. But sleep enough. 7 to 9 hours. All right? Listen, you're gonna tell me it's impossible. Listen, I used to go to uni, I used to have a part-time job, I used to go to school, I used to have a girlfriend, I used to do everything all at once. And I managed to go to the gym and I managed to sleep at least 8 hours. And I know, I get it, sometimes it's impossible. I know, because I've been there, it's impossible. But on average, most of the time, you need to get yourself 8 hours of sleep. Find time during the day where you're wasting time. If the gym is important enough to you, which it was to me, you find time during the day that you're wasting time and you do things that you need to do in that time that you're wasting your time. So I used to sit on my phone when I had it, like when I went to the toilet for like half an hour. Why? Why would I do that? That's a half an hour waste. I used to lay in bed for about half an hour before I woke up. Why would I do that? And before I went to sleep as well, for about half an hour. Now I found like an hour to an hour and a half that I can just stop wasting. So either do my work in, so then I have time during the day to just go to sleep at a good time. You're gonna find that time, right? If it's important enough to you and you this is your life, you want to, feel good in the gym, you want to train better, you want to be stronger and bigger, you're just gonna have to find ways to get to sleep early. It's just basic stuff, but it's the basic stuff that makes up majority of the quality of your sleep, right? So the consistent bedtime and the amount you sleep is what makes up majority of the quality of your sleep. We're back on the Frosties, by the way. 120 grams for breakfast, which is gonna yield just over 400 calories. Gonna have that with skim milk, not semi-skim milk, skim milk, and then the turkey rashers. So this breakfast should be like nearing like 50 grams of protein. Another thing for your sleep, make sure you black out your room. Whether that's by blinds or what I do, who the hell has like weird Victorian blinds that are gonna black out your whole room? Go on Amazon and type in sleeping mask, right? They're literally like £7, £8, if that. I'm gonna link the one I use here so you can find the name, exactly the one I use. I've used it for years. Literally, you don't feel it on your face. You might feel it for the first few days because it's like weird because you're sleeping with something on your face. But once you sleep for a couple of days, your quality of sleep goes tremendously through the roof because now there is no outside variance outside of your room, whether that's something driving down the street, something flying by, light coming into your room, wind, your blind moves, some light comes in, your body detects it. Whether you feel it or not, whether you know it or not, your body knows exactly what's going on when you sleep, right? There's a reason why things wake you out of sleep, and there's a reason why everybody talks about a dark room. Right? And the best way to do it, bang an eye mask on, you're set. You've got a dark room. You also should have a very quiet room, right? And that can be out of your control. I mean, like, people might wake up in the house before you. Your dad might start hoovering at fucking 6 in the morning or start banging his tools in the garden early in the morning as mine did. When I lived with my parents back in the day, my room was set so I was sleeping here and then literally outside of my window was the garden, and then my dad would just wake up and just start like sawing shit, fucking hammering nails. Literally, please, Dad. I'm trying to sleep, all right? So I figured out a way. You want your sleep to be undisturbed, right? In the same way that you want a dark room, you want a quiet room. The best way to go about that is get some earplugs. A little bit uncomfortable at first, just the same way as eye mask, right? You're gonna just get used to it. You pop them in. I'm gonna give you the ones I use on the screen right there, right? You pop them in, and as soon as you pop them in, they're like earphones, right? So it's literally the same deal. They're just little silicone things. This is obviously not it, but they're essentially like earphones. I'm trying to give you an example. So they're like little silicone things. You literally squeeze them, right? put them in your ear, just like an earphone, put them in, and then you just press it down, and then they're in. Right? And then you will create like a seal in your ear, which will completely block out the outside world. I can still hear the alarm, right? Because I know you're probably gonna be tweaking, like I need to wake up to do whatever I need to do. You can still hear the alarm. The phone's close enough to you that will wake you up. But any like silly little variants in the house, like doors banging, something outside, like an ambulance outside is not gonna be loud enough. Noises outside, crackheads shouting, do you know what I mean? Like, none of that is gonna affect you. Look what just came. All right, listen. Dear David, I'm kind of paraphrasing here. You have recently admitted to us as being the driver of a vehicle at the time the offense was committed. Basically, a speeding ticket, and then I don't know how this is possible, literally. I hit 36 and a 30, which is like, obviously that's quite high, but I think, right, my car, yeah, it's a turbo, it's got turbos on it, right? If I press the pedal and I hold it for just a little bit too long, it's almost difficult to predict the boost, right? If the boost hits, the car will just go, and it just goes, and I hit 36 by accident, and I was by the camera. Like, I don't actually speed, because I literally, like, the last thing I want to do is, like, ever get any points on my license, or lose my license, God forbid. Do you know what I mean? So it's, like, crazy. But since this is my first ever, like, first ever violation, offense, you can do a speed awareness course, which I will, because you can either do the speed awareness course, cool, or you can pay a fine of 100 quid, which is like, all right, fine, I could pay that, but you get 3 points in your license. So I'd rather do the speed awareness course, because you only have like 12 points in your license, I think, right? And then you're out. I don't want to end up not being able to drive, because driving's quite nice. I want to drive to the gym, lad. But yeah, I'm literally, I don't know how that happened. I literally, even in the R8, right? I had the R8, and I was like zooming about essentially, but the only thing I would ever do was accelerate to the speed limit and slow back down, because I'm just like, the car is loud enough, the car is flashy enough. If police see me speeding, or if I get caught by a camera, like, there's not much you can do to explain yourself, right? It's just like black on white, it's facts, right? So I never speed, but it's just like, you can have fun without speeding. I know it's fun to speed, but like, it's just one of those like sensible things that I do. I'm not a very sensible guy in general, but like that's one of the sensible things I do. Don't speed too much. All right, I'm gonna tell you more tips on how to sleep well in a minute, all right? Another thing for better sleep is a cold room. Get your room pretty cold, right? You're gonna be under the duvet anyway. Just crack open a window. It's not gonna be that hard nowadays, because it's literally minus 400 degrees outside. But if you can make a room cold, it's gonna be easier for you to fall asleep, because in order for you to fall asleep, your body has to drop its core temperature. In order for you to fall asleep, your body has to drop its core temperature. Crack open a window, or just don't cover yourself as much in a duvet. Get nice and cold, nice and cool. What you can do as well, if you take a hot shower before you go to sleep, the rebound effect, so if you take a hot shower, you come out of the shower, and then you go into bed, because you've just been really hot, your body's gonna down-regulate, and then you're gonna go from really hot to, your body's gonna be like, oh my god, really hot, let's like cool down. Cool down, fall asleep. Bosh. That's why a lot of people like take a relaxing bath before bed, right? Or a shower, it helps. So cracking open, literally the most cracked pre-workout. Limit your caffeine as low as you can, or have it as early as possible during the day. So I woke up literally a couple hours ago. It is 12, and I'm gonna be going to sleep in about 12 hours. So I'm having my pre-workout pretty much as early as I can during the day. I know it's not possible sometimes, but if you can't have it like as early as possible, try and just limit the amount you have. Only use it on the most intense days, or just don't take a full serving. Look at the back of the tub of whatever you're taking and actually have a look. Remember that the half-life of caffeine is 6 hours. So, and it takes like 5 half-lives for something to clear completely out of your system. So, if say right now I take 400 milligrams, which is what I'm doing, caffeine's got a half-life of 6 hours. So in 6 hours at 6 p.m. after I take this, I'm gonna have half of it in my system, so 200 milligrams. And then by the time I go to sleep, I'm still gonna have half of 200. So I'm still gonna have about 100 milligrams. Is it ideal? No, but it is what it is, right? Like I have to take pre-workout. I have to take pre-workout. I don't have to, but I enjoy it. There's only so much you have during the day, so just take it absolutely as early as possible. And depending on your genetics, it might digest faster than others. Like the average is 6 hours, but I fall asleep perfectly. My sleep is pretty much perfect every night. But if I took this at like 6 and I was going to sleep at 12, I would have a bit of a problem, right? It would be like, I'll be like restless in bed, or my sleep would just be completely disrupted, right? It's not great. But limit your caffeine intake, but just be reasonable. You know what's reasonable, but nobody's really reasonable, right? When it comes to pre-workouts. Why would you buy a concentrated tub stimulants and just stuff to get you absolutely cracked out of your mind? That's not a very sensible thing to do, is it? And lastly, stuff you can take before bed. So I take zinc and magnesium before bed. It's meant to help you have a deeper sleep quicker and stay in deep sleep for longer. So zinc and magnesium, I literally get mine from my protein. You can use code DaveTrains, you get a discount all in one, just Dave Trains. Not that you need to buy it from this company, you can buy it from absolutely anywhere. I'm just saying this is a cheap source. Take that before bed. I take it about an hour before I go to sleep. So if I know my bedtime is 12, I take it at 11. I usually would eat somewhere around 11, maybe just before 11. So I'll take it with my meal, forget about it, and then you're off to sleep, right? It's just a little boost, all right? So that's what you can take as well. And that's pretty much what I have. So I'm gonna have a go have a poo, and I'm gonna go train. So I'll see you at the gym. All right, it's all fun and games changing gyms, yeah? And I have changed gyms, but look at this. Look what's behind me. I have to bring the bench in every single time. So I literally have to take this out of the car, into the gym, then I can bench. But yeah, I'm literally gonna carry this in my car the whole time. If I'm not the biggest meathead you've ever seen in your entire life, who is? Who's gonna sacrifice the whole car for a bench just so I can lift? No one, just me. Because I'm just like that, you know what I mean? Anyways, let's get her done. Thing is, I did this with Lucy yesterday, and the bench, we put it in the worst possible fucking way, right? Because we should have done it upside down, like the pad way down, so then you can slide it out. But what we've done is put it feet side down. So the rubber feet are literally like giving you friction as you try and take it out. But anyways, let's try and take it out. Like, this was a 2-man job yesterday. That was got to be a 1-man job today. All right, we got somewhere. Hey! All right, get it inside. Who does this, lad? Oh, come on, lad. Just making myself at home. It's better than a suitcase, mate. Oh, it doesn't quite fit through. No, I'll lift over, yeah. It's just, I thought it was going to be an easier job than this. I have to do this every bench day, by the way. Every other day. All right, made it in the gym. Let's go. I need to go for a piss ASAP, and then we're going to get to training. Oh my God, what a session. Wow. Listen. Oh my God, literally so cracked. The most like anabolic session I've had, like so nuts. Literally came in, all right, brought the bench in, had a little bit of like, I had to like move this about, move that about, put it on, figured it out, banged it on the settings. I was, you know what? I was like, I had hopes, but then I thought, I was like, something's gonna feel like shit, isn't it? Like something is just gonna feel off. No. Listen, boys, it feels great. The bench feels great there, it feels amazing. I like the fact that it's open, like an open area there as well. It's really nice. So, as I was warming up, it felt all right. The only minor thing, I need to lift the bar off more with my glutes off the bench. Because you see the way the hooks are, they're sort of a little bit deeper set. So you have to unrack a tiny bit more, if that makes sense. The other ones, you sort of just like, you can just go pop, slide out. These ones you have to go pop, slide out, you know what I mean? So I've got to just have my glutes a little bit higher in the air, and I was doing that later on in the session. I also have to lay back a little bit further to ease the unrack, but fuck me. I was like, you know what? Let's just bang like a PR on, why not? So I did 137.5 kilos for sets of 10 to 12. Ideally, I would get, you know, all sets of 12, but I literally benched number 1 2 days ago, and I'm literally in a deficit, and I just like put my calories up ever so slightly. What am I thinking? But I was so gassed. I was like, let's just christen this bench. Let's just make this bench the place to fucking be. All right. I was like, I don't want to be a bitch today and just be like, oh, let's just use my normal weights. I was like, I ate well yesterday. I had loads of carbs. Let's come in here and let's just have it on. So literally, I just took those 4 sets between 10 and 12. I just took it to failure. Goal being 12. I think I hit a few sets of 12 actually. Like, I think my first set, I managed 12. I don't know, these are the sets I'm playing right now. I can't even remember. I just remember that I just gave it my all, yeah? And I know not all sets ended up being sets of 12, but I gave it my all. They were basically taken to failure, every single one. And my chest was so pumped. Literally, as soon as I did the first set, I was like, these carbs have absolutely cracked me out. Like, the pump difference is crazy, because I've been in a deficit for like a couple of weeks. And then yesterday I had loads of carbs, right? So coming in today, I was just like, I did one set, I was like, fuck me, this is great. Like literally as soon as I started doing the warm-ups, I was like, this is literally gonna be amazing. Not only that, but then so this is like the last reps, I was like really struggling. I was like, shouldn't have gone for that rep because it was like a little bit like, but you know how it is. The only reason I say that, like, you should go for those reps, but when it's a bench press, when it gets to a point where it's like, man, it's a little bit like, probably not the best idea, because if something goes and you've got so much weight on you, something's gonna fucking snap. It's the bench press after all, right? It's dangerous. This machine, God bless. This machine is crazy, by the way. It's so fucking good. I miss this machine so much when I went to the other gym. The way it feels, it's like they've just like put like four tons of butter on all of the joints. Everything moves perfectly. And then the fact that it's got this like neutral grip, but it's not only neutral grip, right? You can see it from the side. It's like a little bit in front of you, which puts puts you in a line of pressing that's literally so in line with your front delt. It's crazy. I like to be, you can see I scoot down the seat a little bit, get a little bit like even deeper in. That way I feel my front delts so much more. I did the 4 sets of 12 on bench, 10 to 12. Okay, fair enough, mate. And then I did 4 sets of 15 to 20 on here, because I was just like, this feels so good. I literally don't want to get off this machine. I was like, I'm gonna do 4 fucking sets. I'm just gonna take them all to failure. I'm gonna go as high reps as possible. And literally after the first set again, I was just like, the feeling I had in my front delts, I was like, this is literally tearing my shit to pieces in the most perfect way possible. Loved it. What's the weight on there? We got 20 and 215, so we got 50 kilos on there. I'm gonna run this up to like, what is it, 50 kilos is 2.5 plates. I'm gonna run this up to like 3.5 plates maybe, just over time. But keeping in mind, I am gonna be doing higher reps all the time, because I really enjoy higher rep training, like anywhere between like 12 and 20 reps, not 15 and 20, 12 and 20 reps is like where it seems my body thrives. Like the stretching I can do, the control I can have of the weight, the pumps I get, the stimulus I can feel it's doing bits. And I did that all throughout my bulk basically, and I've built so much fucking muscle, it's actually unreal. Like doing the powerlifting style movements first, at whatever rep ranges, like low, moderate, high, a mix of all, and then just doing that high rep bodybuilding afterwards, like even higher than usual, like that you would do, because most bodybuilders do like 6 to 12. Going that higher rep range just seems to smoke my body like nothing else. It just responds really well. Then I did 4 sets of the pec fly, giving me 8 total sets for the chest. I did sets of 12 to 15, felt really good. The stretch, really good. I'm really glad they have that pec fly machine, the same one as the other gym, because I quite enjoy that. And holding on to like the actual machine instead of the handles feels really good. Then I move on to lateral raises. I did 4 sets of 15 to 20, I think, again, giving me a total of 8 sets for the shoulders today. This machine is so optimal. I miss this machine again. This is such a good machine. And I'd never strapped in, and strapping in and letting go. You can see my wrist is sort of like hanging. I'm just dragging my elbows up, my shoulders. I finished this exercise. I was like, I have to get out of this fucking room. I have to go and pose, because I was like, there's no way that the pump I've got from the shoulder press, the chest flies, and the lateral raises right now is not making me Ronnie Coleman. Right? I literally just didn't believe it. I took all those sets to failure, and I did a little drop set at the end. And then I did some tricep extensions. You can see how little weight I'm using, by the way. It's a single arm tricep extension, and this is most likely the heaviest fucking cable you've ever used in your entire life. It's really strange. That's 14 kilos and a 5 kilo, and a 2.5 kilo, I think, little attachment. It literally feels like literally like 40 kilos or something. It's so weird the way it's made, but it's great, because then you've got so much more to go on the machine. So I've got like 2 pins there, right? Like I've got like fucking 8 more to go. Do you know what I mean? So there's a lot of room for improvement. And the Atlantis stuff is really, really good. And then I went and got naked, and Jesus Christ, the pump I had was insane. I was like struggling to take my top off, number one. And then my chest and my shoulders were cracked, right? This side tricep doesn't look like that crazy, all right? But this pose, what the fuck? I know I'm talking about myself here, but I've never ever looked like that. Like I'm so full pumped and lean, and my waist looked small, and my shoulders looked jacked, and everything. Hit a little side chest, looked cracked. Like I'm really happy with where I'm at, and then we can only take this further. I'm gonna get a little bit fluffier, but we're gonna gain loads of muscle. We're gonna bench 200. I'm really gassed. If you're not subscribed to the channel, come on, lad. Putting the bench in is nowhere near as bad as taking it out, and now that it's like upside down, flat bench down into the seat, it literally just like, I just put it here, flip it, slide it back in, light work. No problem whatsoever, no problem. Oh, and that session was literally insane. Like, so good, so good. I haven't had a pump like that. I feel like I haven't had a pump like that in years, lads. The amount, like literally, I went, because obviously when you're in deficit and then when you come out of a deficit and you add extra carbs, your body's literally just going, just sucking it all up because it thinks you're starving. And then your muscles are so insulin sensitive, so primed to receive the carbs that literally as soon as you hit it with some carbs, I literally felt like so pumped, so powerful everywhere, just was amazing. I'm also starving. Like, I don't know, my stomach is like completely empty. So let's back up, turn the bad boy on, back up, and let's go home. All right, I'll see you in a minute. All right, I got back home. Lucy's gone to the gym. Standard procedure. Cereal today, we had, what would we have? We had Frosted Flakes in the morning, and I'm gonna have some Nesquik after. I had Nesquik yesterday, and oh my God, it was so good. It's crazy. Like, literally such a cracked little cereal. I'm so happy, buzzed off that session. I'm so good, lad. I just don't know how to describe it to you. So good, loved every second of it. Like the different environment a little bit, the fact that the bench, like it all turned out well, then I can just bring it in. It's not that big of a hassle, I can take it out. Like it all felt good, bar was good, like everything is great. I'm gonna bench 200 there. I'm gonna bench 200 there. As soon as I bench 200 there, I'm gonna rip my top off, I'm gonna rip my trousers off, get my out and start fucking, I can't say too much. I think I'm gonna have to bleep that out because YouTube's a bit funny with like stuff like that. But anyways, I'm just really gassed, lads. I'm really happy. Also, back to deadlifting. So we're back on the own t-shirts. By the way, if you're interested, if this looks good to you, they're in stock. They're on my website. If you want to pick one up, you can use code Dave, you get a little discount. They're sick. They're like oversized. I'm wearing a size M, by the way, and I'm 92 kilos, all right? So I'm a pretty big guy. This is an M, well oversized. It's got like these like cool little like distressed sleeves. I made it all myself. The design here, boom, everything was made from scratch. The packaging, everything is absolutely correct. Look at the way it hangs. Perfecto. I just haven't been wearing them because I was like, they're like a deadlift t-shirt, and now that I'm like back in the deadlifting mood, you know what I'm saying? Grip, brace, pull. That's the stages of the deadlift. I'm back on them. All right. That's why you haven't seen me in them. They're like a special little. You know. I don't know if you guys might not know this about me. I'm a pretty like weird, sentimental guy in a way. Like I wear like the same trousers for certain lifts. I wear the same t-shirts for certain lifts. I do things in a certain way. I bring in my own bench. I brought my own bars to the gym. Like the way it just feels right. Do you know what I mean? It just feels like the right thing to do for me. And I just like, when I'm back into deadlifting, having this top on, it's like another thing that I just like, before I go deadlift, I'm gonna put this on and I know that that's gonna be a good session. You know what I mean? It's got like a feeling to it. It's not just any old t-shirt, it's a t-shirt to deadlift in. That's how I feel. That's just, I know I sound like a bit acoustic, but is what it is, lad. That's just how I am. And I do think if you can sort of talk yourself into feeling a certain way and have like rituals or habits or stuff like that you do before the gym, even just like listening to the same song before you go lift. Like I've got some songs saved up that I don't listen to ever. I don't ever listen to them in the gym. But I know those songs, as soon as the right minute, the right second, the right fucking fraction hits, I know that song it brings like an avalanche of emotions, and it's just like the most crack thing ever. Like you see me get hyped up for some lifts. It's only when I go for like the biggest lifts of my life that I play like, I've got like 2-3 songs that I play. It's like the heaviest metal. They hold like a lot of value to me, and it just sends me to another world. Like if you stack enough of those things up, you have your pre-workout, you go to the gym, you're on a good vibe, you wear the right clothes, you feel good, you're in there and you just feel like an absolute tank. It just, you know what I'm saying? You catch my drift. Post-workout is gonna be 200 grams of chicken breast, which is gonna be banged in the air fryer, 120 grams of Nesquik with 300 milliliters of skim milk. If you wanna see the calories and macros, they're gonna be on the screen for you right there. I'll see you in a second when it's cooked up. Not really cooked up. I'm just gonna bang this in the air fryer. I'm gonna take a seat at my desk, all right? In a second. All right, I've got my cereal ready. Also, I'm gonna show you something. 1 second. I take 2 with every meal. Basically, omega-3 for heart health, just overall like bodily function. I don't eat enough fish, so I take 2 with every meal. I have like 4 meals a day. That ends up being the right amount of like EPA and DHA for me. Google it, have a little research, have a little look, see how much, see what the benefits are. Bosh, it's well worth investing in omega-3. Like any nutritionist, scientist guy is gonna tell you nutritionists and scientists as I'm eating cereal, but they're gonna tell you to get some omega-3s, alright? Oh, look at these. Chips! 500 grams of chips to be exact. You have to excuse the fact that we have no lights in this kitchen. They're like completely broken, but both me and Lucy literally do not care about anything apart from like waking up and going to train. So nothing ever gets done. Well, Lucy cares more about the home than I do, but like when it comes to lights and fucking, what's it called, smoke detectors and shit, they'll be beeping for a year. And then the last time it was beeping for like a good solid year, I literally just, instead of getting batteries for it, I just took it out, took out the battery, look at that, literally, have a look. I just did a little uninstall, lad. Get out of my fucking house, don't beep at me ever again.
And this has been on our windowsill for like ever since, months.
So yeah, that's how me and Lucy live, do you know what I mean? Just a couple of kids that have just been allowed to like live in the real world, an adult, and somehow managed to move into a flat, and now we're just the way we are. To be honest, I wouldn't have it any other way. And that's the post-workout meal. Ignore the amount of salt I put on there because I'm literally speedrunning an early grave. And also half of the salt like bounces off, so it's not that big of a deal. Anyways, 500 grams of frozen chips, 720 calories, 200 grams of chicken breast, which is 50 grams of protein, 200 calories. This meal comes to 920 calories. That's my post-workout meal. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave it a like, subscribe, and I'll see you tomorrow because we're posting every fucking day, alright? Peace, love, and happiness. See you later.